Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. This is the show where we help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. We give them a choice of sitting down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and tempt them with a cash offer on the table today.
£120 now.
20 quid.
If that's not enough money, there's an alternative. You can place the same goods into a local auction in the hope that you will get a little bit more money there. But it's a bit of a gamble, and there is no guarantee. I'll be on hand at all times to make sure I help and advise. Today, the show comes to you from Chepstow in Monmouthshire. There's a great crowd. They've turned up with their treasures. They're keen to have a good old haggle with our dealers and then walk away, of course, with the real deal.
The Dealer's Den is packed with prospective sellers eager to get the best price for their antiques and collectibles. First up, will Michael Hopman be able to reel in this deal?
So Stuart, this is a nice big lump, as we say in the trade, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's a £30 pike, I would say, definitely. I bought it on the internet. Hopefully one day we'll catch one, but I wouldn't want to kill it. And I've had it on the wall, but my wife wants to get rid of it because we're decorating.
My gut feeling on this, and it is a feeling you get, is this is a reproduction of an original pipe by Cooper or something like that. It was a taxidermy of these sort of things. And that would have come in a bow case.
Oh yeah, the Cooper.
And the earlier ones, the 1930s ones, would have had the gilt slip.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been as crude as this.
No.
You know, if this was an original 1930s stuffed pike, in its original case, you're looking at 12 to 1500 quid. So
I would say that the fish itself is definitely real because I've caught enough of them and I know what the mouth is like, and you wouldn't.
You know, reproductions still are very, very good. They're very cute. They know exactly what they're doing. I know almost immediately that is a wrong one. But I will make you an offer because it's a decorative piece.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you pay for it, but I know how much I want to pay for it. And I'm going to pay 70, 90 quid.
No, I want a bit more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot more or a bit more?
At least double that.
I see this as me getting 150 for it, 160. So I will put a bit more on there, but it ain't gonna be what you're looking for. So we're looking at 90 quid, 100, 120, our stop. You can gamble it at auction if you want to.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot more people going to look at it.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you, pal, but that's me done at 120.
Right. 10 quid more and it's yours. No more. Right. Okay, I'll take the money.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So our seller's walking away a happy man, and now it's up to Brenda to do battle for the item that's arrived at her table.
Phyllis.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Now this is the last thing I would have expected from a woman of your taste and character.
It is?
A Victorian cavalry sword.
Yeah.
Here we have a nice sword with some nice engraving on here, with the crown and some initials. Very handsome. Wow. Victorian.
Yeah.
Char green, snakeskin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No?
No.
And it's in okay condition. We've got a few marks here, haven't we?
Yes.
Now what have you been doing, chopping wood with it?
No, I haven't touched it, actually.
You haven't touched it? So where's
It's
it?
been in a cupboard.
In a cupboard? Well, what's the history?
Well, my husband, it was given to my husband. He'd done a job for somebody, he was a motor mechanic.
Yeah.
And they couldn't afford to pay him and they gave him that. And that was about 30, 35 years ago.
Wow.
My late husband.
So why are you selling it now?
Well, just thought I'd get rid of it.
Yeah. To be honest, it's not the sort of thing that I go for.
No.
But I'll still offer you some money.
Right.
See where we go.
Right.
Right. My purse. 20, 40, 60 pounds.
No, more than that. I won't let
Oh, now the Welsh is coming out in her. She's getting a dander up. Oh dear. 70 pounds.
No, I'd like a bit more than that.
80 pounds.
No.
Come on, Phyllis.
no.
You know you want to.
I want a bit more than that.
Why do you want more than that? It's not worth any more than
spend.
that. I know, but it's not worth any more than that.
Might be.
Might not be either. Gonna go one more. Got to do the set. My offer's £85. Now,
I'd like a bit more.
I know you'd like a bit more. £85 is going to be my limit. You're going to have to get 95, 100 to get back to that at auction.
No, I'd rather go for a bit more.
You want to go to the auction, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go to the auction.
Yeah.
Best of luck, Phyllis. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Brenda wasn't going to budge on her offer, so we're going to the sale room to see if we can carve out a better deal for the cavalry sword.
Now, Phyllis, on the dealer's day, you brought along this late 19th century officer's dress sword. Now, as you know, when we sell edged weapons on the show, they must be 100 years old. And this is just about over 100 years. I would date this to around about 1900, something like that. Now, you sat down on the day with Brenda Haller, and Brenda said, I'll give you £85 for that sword. What did you say to her?
I said no.
No. You think it's worth more money, and I think you're right. The sale room guide is £100 to £150. The reserve is £100. It's coming up now. Fingers crossed.
Officer's dress sword, ladies and gentlemen, and we got interest here at 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 120, 130. Bidding here with me at £130, I look for 140. It's my bid on commissions against you all in the room at £130. I'll take a five if it helps you, I don't mind. Are we done? I'm happy at 130, I sell on commission at £130.
Gaveller's just gone down at £130. Now, take off the commission, that's going to leave £110. That's the real deal. What's your first reaction to that £110?
I'm pleased with it.
You're pleased?
Yes.
OK. You turned down from Brenda Haller 85. You said, no, I'm going to the sale room. Under the gavel, 130, real deal, 110. I'm going to say that was a good deal, a real deal.
David and auctioneer Martin Lambert's eyes have lit up at the arrival of a lamp and vase at Cheryl's table, but everything's not as it would first appear.
You've bought from a distance a fantastic pair of gallet items in today, and then on closer inspection I've had a look at them and I found them to be slightly newer than I'd originally thought. Could you tell me a little bit how you came by them?
My son acquired them from an elderly gentleman.
Yes.
He's an electrician, my son, and he was doing a job, and my son took a fancy to them, so the elderly gentleman offered to sell them to him.
Oh, that was nice, yeah.
He gave me the lamp and he kept the vase for himself.
Well, with the 1920s gallet, the piece would have been much finer. If you have a look at the bottom rods here, you normally have, with old pieces of glass, you have what is called a fontanelle, and there's like a rough piece here, but that's very smooth.
Yeah.
When you've dealt with old items, you just have a feel when it's old, and this just has no age to it at all, which is such a shame. But I can see the attraction why he bought them.
Now, Martin, when these first came through the door, you probably thought, blimey, what have we got here?
I was rather excited initially, that's true to say.
From a distance, it would appear that we have two pieces of gallet glass. But of course, we now know they are not gallet, they are in the style of gallet. What's your feelings on this?
Well, I quite like them. Stylistically, they're correct. They've got a lovely colour. Émile Gallet, as you know, born mid-19th century, died, I think, 1904. Very famous for Art Nouveau glass. Stylistically, they look fantastic, but of course, they're not the real thing.
Okay, if we have a look at this one, Ros, if you have a look, I mean, I can imagine with the light on and the iridescence all the way round, and I think these look like blackberries or cherries.
Yeah.
But there was another company around at the time of Gallet called Tiffany, and they used to do the dragonflies, grasshoppers. So they were all sort of copying one another at the same sort of period. Okay. So let me put some money down. $20, $40.
No.
No, nowhere near.
No.
I love the vase, so I'll put another 20 for the vase and go 20 and make that 40, so I'm going to make 60. And that's as far as I'm prepared to go, Ros. How do you feel about that, Den?
No.
Now, I've just heard our dealer say that's as far as she's prepared to go. Now, the auctioneer and the independent valuer, they're saying 90 to 140. I think that's a realistic estimate. It is reproduction, but it's colourful, it's decorative, and it's reasonable quality. So our dealer is saying, because it's reproduction, she probably doesn't want to spend more than £60. So my advice is, go to the auction and let's see if we can light the room up.
I'm going to stop at 60. Would you like to take the money or take it to auction?
Take it to auction.
Okay, I hope you do very well.
Please.
And get lots of money for it.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it in today.
Thank you.
Coming up, there are plenty of bidders at the auction.
There's more people coming in now, 55, 60.
That's £60
But
still.
will anyone be prepared to make the real deal?
90,
Find out in a moment. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal. Before the break, Cheryl's offer just didn't do it for our seller.
I'll put another 20 for the vase, so I'm going to make 60. And that's as far as I'm prepared to go, Ros.
So we're off to the sale room to see if they can make more money under the gavel.
Now, Roz, you brought along a vase and a lamp in the style of Gallet.
Yeah.
They are reproduction, there's no real age with them, but they're very glamorous. Now, the auctioneer has decided to split them into two lots. They're coming up now, first of all, the Art Nouveau style vase. Let's see if they like it here in the room.
And we go to Emile Gallet style glassware. You tell us then what it's worth. Is it £100 it should be? Is it 100? Is it 50? Where do you want to start? At 55, 60 if you will.
There's more people coming in now, 55, 60.
65, £75 bid. At £75 I have then. Who's going on at £75? Are we done?
So the first item, which was the vase, £75 under the gavel. Now remember, on the dealer's day you sat down with Cheryl Brown and she offered you £60 for the lamp and the vase together. Well, we've just got 75 for the vase, so hopefully we'll get that little bit more when we come to the lampshade and cover, and that's coming up now.
Back in with the Emile Gallet style glassware. Bit of interest here on commission again, as well you'd expect. We start at 55, 65, 75, £80 I go. Here with me, £80 I have at £80 then. On commission at 80 against in the room. Who's going on? Any bids, further bids in the room? At 80 I have.
80, do I hear there?
5. I've got 90 here then, are you sure? At 90.
90?
It's the last chance at £90, I sell at 90. Thank you very much.
Okay, 90 and 75 makes 165. Now that's in total. We've got some commission to take away. I make that about 135 quid.
Delighted.
Happy?
Yes,
Delighted.
delighted.
I told you it'd light the room up, didn't I?
Back in the dealer's den, a real deal favourite is next up. But has this pottery passed its peak?
Hiya. My name's Mike Melody, yours is?
Sarah.
Sarah, nice to meet you. And you brought along this Clarice Cliff jug, have you not?
That's right, yeah.
Right, and how we know it's Clarice Cliff is because underneath it says Clarice Cliff, fantastic pottery. Date-wise, do you know how old it is?
I think it's about 1930s.
Spot on. Where did you get it from?
It was bought for my grandmother
Yeah.
as an engagement present.
Yeah.
And when my grandmother died, it was given to me, and I used to have it in my kitchen.
I mean, it's a pretty ordinary pattern as they go.
Yeah.
It's not one of the rare patterns, but it's commercial. Why are you selling it?
Because it's just kept upstairs in a cupboard now, and I never... Well, it's actually under my bed in a drawer.
Right, well, I'll get some money out. 20. 40, 60, 80, 100 pounds. Does that buy me that little jug?
No, definitely not. I'll keep it for 100.
So if I put 120 pound now, 40, 160.
No.
Got to make 200 now in auction.
Well, I think I'd take it to auction.
If I put 200 pound down there, will that buy it?
No.
Well, I'll put the 200 pound there. Hello, David.
Let me tell you what the independent valuers say in the auction here. They're both in unison here. They say £200 to £300. The offer that's on the table is a fair offer, but Clarice Cliff is still selling well in the sale room. I'm going to say try and tempt him to give you more. If not, gamble and go to auction.
If I put another £40 down there, by the time the deductions are taken off, that takes it to £300. It's cash.
I think I'd like a little bit more.
There's 2 fivers making 250. You've got to take that.
I'll send it to auction.
I'll tell you what, just to be a sport, I'll put 260 down so it's got to make £310. What do you want to do, Sarah?
I'm going to take it to auction.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well done. The very best of luck.
Thank you.
It's been nice having a punt. I hope you do well with it.
Thank you.
Mike was keen to seal the deal, but Sarah was determined to take the jug to auction. Will her gamble pay off?
Now on the dealer's, what a nice smile. On the dealer's day, you brought along a jug by Clarice Cliff. You were offered £260 by Michael Melody. You turned that down. I think it was a good offer. You've got to get really over £310 to take away the commission to get back to that. That might be a tall order. Let's see, fingers crossed, you never know. It's coming up now.
And we go to lot number 15, Lisa Young and the Clarice Cliff. The geometric shape, very recognisable. And a bit of interest here, again, as well as you expect. And we will start with 160, 180, £200. At £200, looking for 10, who's going on? At 210, 220, 230, 240.
We're at 240, it's not enough yet.
Going on, anyone else then? At £240, last chance at 260, I'm out. At 260, I take 70 if it helps anybody. Last chance at 260, I sell on the third row at 260.
£260 under the gavel, take away the commission, and that leaves you £217. What's your thoughts?
That's okay, we've enjoyed the day.
Well, you've heard what Sarah says. That's okay, you take your gamble, and sometimes it doesn't always pay off.
Our dealer's offer was right on the money for the Clarice Cliff jug. Now it's over to Michael Hogben. Will he like his next item enough to make a bid?
So, Roy, a walking stick. I love a walking stick.
Yes.
I'm not old enough to have one, but why have you got it?
Well, I collect walking sticks.
Ah.
But not this particular one because I hunt rats and rabbits with Jack Russell Terriers, you see, so I'm not a fisherman.
Right, okay.
So I had an opportunity to buy this, and that's it, really. I can tell a bit more about where it came from.
Yeah, please do. Tell me where you got it.
It came from a clearance-by dealer from a small country house.
Right.
And it was sold on to a friend of mine who buys all sorts of interesting bits and pieces, you know.
Yeah.
And I bought off him.
What other ones have you got in your collection?
Well, they tend to be some are very early ones with root carving sort of tops to them, you know. The whole, like foxes' heads or a fox with a duck in its mouth and that sort of thing, you know.
It's folk art, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
When I first saw it, I thought it was a shooting stick, you know, like the ones which come out. That's why I thought the handle was a bit misleading. So, can I ask what you paid for it?
No.
I knew you were going to say that, but I just thought I'd test the market. Do you know what I mean?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. So, can I make you an offer, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It wasn't cheap, let me go that way.
Oh, it was. I know these things. They are cheap. You can't kid a kidder. 20, 40, 60. I'll go 70 quid as an opening offer, with generosity as my middle name.
Right. Now, do you know how many fishermen are in this country?
Never a question I've been asked before, so no.
Well, there are 4 million.
Really?
Yeah. So if you look at have a light look at statistics, maybe 100,000 will like that stick.
Yeah.
So that must make it reasonably valuable.
But my shop doesn't allow 100,000 fishermen to come in it.
Maybe when it's
I've got to sell it, haven't I?
Of course you have.
Well, I'll go another tenner. It's a bit more, isn't it? That's 80 quid.
I think you'd have to advance somewhat on that.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
It's the folk art side of it, see.
yeah.
That's very attracted a lot of folk art collectors.
Yeah, I understand. But I don't see it at much more than 80 quid, boy.
I wouldn't accept that.
I'll go 90 as a final offer.
I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll settle on 100.
Nah. 90 final offer.
Split the difference with you.
No. 90's good, Roy. You know it's good. It makes sense. You paid about 60 quid for it and you're making 30 quid.
Deal.
Pleasure.
Still to come.
I bought it for my son when he was about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And he's 42 now, so I thought I'd better get rid of it.
But will Mike be touched by a mother's love? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
There's an international feel at Mike's table, but will he be tempted to drive away with this unusual lorry that's parked up in front of him?
Go on, tell me all about it.
Well, I bought it for my son when he was about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And he's 42 now, so I thought I'd better get rid of it.
Right, well, just to explain to people what it is, it's basically slightly different. I'll tell you why it's different, because it's French, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got a sheet of glass on that side, and we've got a frame on the other. It would originally have had another sheet on this side, but it's no great, it can be replaced. We've got the little box. It's in what we call play one condition, so, but at least you've got it. It's not been reprinted or whatever. This dates from around about sort of 1950s, 55. So would that fit in with the age of your son?
I think it might have been a bit later, actually.
60.
Something like, yeah.
Yeah. The truck itself, apart from the glass, it's not mint, but it's not in bad nick. I buy them, I sell them. So it's a case, if I can agree a price, I'll try and buy it. Well, it's not worth a lot of money, but it's worth something. £10. How's that?
It's got to be a little bit more than that, being as it's a rarity.
Not that rare.
French?
French, definitely. If I offered you £15 for it, you're going to say yes, aren't you?
That's been mean. That's mean.
If I offer you £20, you're going to take that.
Oh, gosh, you've got to have a bit more than that. It's not on.
I don't know. What we've got here, of course, is a French dinky toy. And if this was on the Dickinson Real Deal in France, then we would be paying £50 to £60.
Wow.
But of course we're not. The independent valuers say 50, 60 quid. How desirable it is, I'm not so sure.
Well, I do know, and it's been in a sideways crash. It's missing one of its mirror plates.
Right.
Are we going to put any more money here?
I tell you what, I love Gerda. I'll give her another £5, making £25, honestly, and I'll tell you what, I'm getting her right out of trouble.
Okay. If it was me, I think I'd scoop up the £25 in the handbag, get down the road and enjoy a nice bottle of wine with that.
There you are, you've heard David?
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, all right, we'll shake hands on it.
Oh, well done. Thank you very much. I'll add it
I
to
feel generous today. How's that?
And I'll add it to the collection of toys I can't sell.
Some hot memorabilia has made its way to Michael, but will he offer enough to part it from a lifelong fan?
So, Sue, you've brought in a very interesting lot today, haven't you? Tell me what you liked about Roy Orbison.
Just his voice mainly was a complete one-off, and there seemed to be a lot of sincerity in his songs always.
Okay. And all of these, are these programmes?
Yes.
And all of these programmes, you went to see him live, did you?
Yes, yeah.
So where are we talking, 1960, 1970?
It's mainly 60s, I think.
He was unique, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was unique.
I thought so, yes.
Yeah. I mean, just
I
looking
got
at some of
caught
these.
up the fire escape once trying to get into his dressing room at
No way.
Hammersmith Odeon. I remember this copper came up to me and said, I think you better get down, dear. You know, everything was so laid back then, wasn't it?
Did you
I was
ever
trying
meet
to
him?
Yeah, several times.
Yeah.
I remember creeping backstage at the Talk of the Town once,
Really?
looking for the dressing room, and somebody saw me. I just said, oh, I'm the fan club secretary, I've got to get in there, and they believed me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you were the original groupie?
Yeah.
Good gal.
Many moons ago.
Let's have a look at what we've got here. So we've got some of this is signed.
Yeah.
This is obviously a signature, and a few of the others are signed, aren't they?
Yeah.
So this one would have been a
just a concert.
A concert thing,
Yeah.
and you buy these when you go there, would
Yeah.
you? It's amazing, really, isn't it? So why are you selling them all?
Well, there's no point hoarding them any longer.
No.
I haven't got any children to pass them down to. So.
No. So I mean, I really don't know what I want to offer you on these ones, really, because I'm not a great passion for Roy.
Yeah.
As much as you are. I can't help thinking you might be better just to take them to auction.
Uh-huh.
I just think at an auction you'd have a wider audience for them.
Yes.
And you're so passionate about him. Let me make you an offer and you can decide, can't you? But my gut feeling is auction.
Yeah.
Because all I really want to pay for them is like 20 quid. And I don't think that's really worth it to you, is it? Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying to you. It'd be so much better at auction.
Yeah.
But we'll see what David says.
Well, we're not going to take 20 quid after all this collecting, after all these years of enjoyment of going to see the Great Roy. We're not going to take 20 quid, are we, Sue?
No, I'm not.
Oh, the independent valuers say about 70 to 90 quid. I'm going to say to you, my dear, are you sure you want to sell these?
I feel the time is right now
Okay.
to sell them.
We're off to auction. We're saying to you, Hoggy, see you, mate. We're going to auction. That's where we're going, girl, with the Great Roy.
Yeah. So you're not going to take my 20 quid?
No.
Off to auction?
I think so.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Although Sue can't make it to the sale room, David's keeping a watchful eye over proceedings to see how a lifetime of memories fares under the auctioneer's gavel.
Okay, coming up now is this wonderful collection of Sue's, the Roy Orbison memorabilia. I hope she's not sorry if it sells. She turned down £20 from Michael Hogman. It's here now, 70 to 100 is the estimation. The reserve is 70. Is it going to sell?
I have interest at 10, 20, 35 pounds only. £35 for all the Roy Orbison memorabilia. There's a lot there for the money. At £35, I'm looking around me. A sea of smiling faces, but not many bids. Are you sure? Lock the doors until they bid. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's not enough. We put it down. We tried our best.
It didn't sell. I'm going to call Sue up and say, look, your treasured memorabilia, fortunately, didn't sell. You were one of his biggest fans. You mustn't sell it, Sue. That's the real deal.
Back in the dealer's den, will it be full steam ahead for a father and son who brought along an early edition of one of the Thomas the Tank Engine books?
Hello, Rob.
Hiya, Brenda.
And that's it. We've finished with you because I'm going to talk to the important one. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Brenda.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Where did you find this?
My dad bought it for me when I was a young little boy.
How old were you?
I was 3 years old.
3 years old?
Yeah.
And where did Dad get it from?
Car boot sale.
Car boot sale.
Ah, very good. Right. So do you know much about it?
Not very much, but I know that when I was younger, my dad used to impersonate the characters to me, like the Fat Controller and Thomas.
Fantastic. So we've got the Fat Controller here and Slim Controller and everything else. I mean, I've read these to my grandkids and they're great fun. But this one's got something a bit more special. Tell me what it is.
It's the signature of the author.
And who is the author?
Reverend
the Reverend Audrey.
Audrey.
I don't think he's still with us, is he?
No.
Which makes it probably a little bit more expensive. What made you bring it along today then?
Well, it's just sitting in the cupboard and I'm grown out of it a bit now and it'd be a bit stupid if I showed my mates and all that.
Right. I wonder what this cost when it was new. Let's have a look. Probably about 50p or something. That's what you paid at a car boot sale, is it? Or is it 10p?
Well, I had to dig deep, I can tell you that.
All right. Shall I get some money out, Alex?
Yep.
£1. No?
No.
That's not even best fare home, is it?
No.
£2.
No.
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 £3.
We'll be here all day.
£4.
No.
5.
No.
You're kidding me.
No.
£10.
I was hoping for more.
A lot more.
£11.
Nope.
£12.
Nope.
£13.
Nope.
£14.
Nope.
Push the boat up. £15.
Push the boat right down the train. It's not going to happen.
I don't think it's enough.
I'm only offering that because I would like. Oh, I like you to go to.
Now, the independent valuers are saying 30 to 50 pounds. I have to say, I think the 30 to 50 sounds a little bit ambitious to me, but with your permission, Alex, we will say, thank you very much, Brenda, but we are going to auction.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Rob.
Take care.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Bye-bye.
Well, will it fare better at auction? And is David going to be taught a thing or two?
Apparently, Smarty Pants here knows a bit more about it than I know.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal. Before the break, Brenda wasn't even bringing out the banknotes for the Thomas the Tank Engine book.
£3.
We'll be here all day.
So to auction. Have father and son gauged the gamble correctly?
Now, on the dealer's day, you brought along a book, a volume of Small Railway Engines by the Reverend Audrey.
Yeah.
Now, you were offered £15 from Brenda Haller.
Yes.
Why didn't you snatch that money out of Brenda's purse while it was still open? Because it only cost you 50 pence.
I just thought there was a bit of leeway, and like I said, I wanted to give the money to charity now, so...
Okay. Now, the money is going to what kind of charity?
Child's leukemia charity.
Okay, it's going to a child's leukemia charity, so fingers crossed, we hope it's going to do well. I personally would have taken the 15 quid, I have to tell you, but it's here in the auction, 30 to 40 pounds with a reserve of 30. Do you think you're not being a bit ambitious?
We'll give it a little bit of luck, haven't we? Bit of luck.
For your, what do you think? Is Dad being a little bit ambitious?
No.
Cost 50 pence, looking for 30 quid.
Even Dick Turpin wore a mask.
Well, let me say Dick Turpin wore a mask, but is he in this sale room today? I'm not so sure. It's coming up now, bit of a laugh, cost 50 pence, but will it make 30 pounds? I'm not so sure. Here it is now.
Signed by the author, an autograph copy, 50, 40, where do you want to start me? 30, 30 pounds, thank you, sir. 32, I appreciate the bidding. 35, there's only one of these, 38. 40 pounds bid, and 2, 45, 50.
50?
Still no money. Signed, 60, 5, 70. Thank you, 70 pounds then, standing bid of 70 then. I appreciate the bidding then, go to a very, very good cause at 70 pounds. The right decision to come here. There's the hammer.
An astonishing price of 70 pounds, bought in a car boot sale for 50 pence. Young Alex here said, oh yes, it's going to make its money. David here says, no chance in the world, and it makes 70 quid under the gavel.
Right.
That is the real deal, because there's no commission to be taken off.
We're back to the dealer's den with Cheryl for the final deal of the day.
Sally. Sally, nice to meet you, Sally.
Will she be able to play hardball when it comes to the inheritance of an impending arrival?
You brought in a collection of sovereigns for us today.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about them, how you got them and why you brought them in?
Well, my mother gave them to me a year or two ago.
Yes.
She was having a clear out.
Oh, right, that's good.
And then my husband and I are now expecting a baby. So I thought ideal time to get some cash, and it will be Grandma's, essentially, first gift to the baby.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I've already opened up the bank account.
Excellent.
So go from there.
Anyway, altogether we've got 10 sovereigns.
Yeah.
8 are full, and we've got 2 here and here that are half sovereigns. I had a look at the stones that are around this mount, and they're actually paste. So
No, I was rather hoping for diamonds.
No, I
but-
know. It would have been so nice if they were diamonds, because they are a girl's best friend, but they're not. And we've got 2 9-carat gold chains. So what I'd like to offer you, Sally, is based on today's gold prices. All right? Right. There's 1,000 there. That's for starters. And then I've got, that's 100, 200, 300. So I've put 1,300 down on the table.
I was hoping for a bit more.
Okay.
Sally, let me just tell you what the independent valuers say and what the auctioneers say. The auctioneer has already said to me, we have got private buyers that want to buy this and want to keep it for the future because they believe it will be a good investment to hold sovereigns. Sovereigns are fetching from coin dealers around £190 a piece. So I'm saying to you, that will be a good bet in the sale room, and at the moment, that's not enough money. So you really need to get up to the £1,700 mark.
That was my opening bid.
Okay.
Got 1,300, so I'm going to put another, that's 14, 1,500. I've got one more, I can make 16. So I'm going to offer you 16. So I'm sort of nearly there with it.
Now, in fairness to our dealer, what we have to say is now, on the table is 1,600, Cheryl. Are you saying there's a little bit more in the pot here? Okay.
Not really, no.
17 to 2 is the estimation. I believe if you go to the sale room, you might even get up near the top of the 2,000. But at 2,000, you'd have £300 worth of commission to take off, which would leave you with 1,700. That's if you got it. This way, we know for the baby, and we have to remember that, safe, sound, 1,600 is there. I'm going to say, never mind the price of gold, cash is king on the table today, and I'm going to say to you, take the money.
Yeah, I'll do.
You're happy to do?
I'm happy to do.
Lovely. Sally, thank you very much, Sally.
Thank you.
A good result for our seller, with money to put away for the new arrival. But did our dealers do as well? Cheryl made a modest profit when she sold the gold sovereigns and necklace to a jeweller for £1,680.
I'll add it to
And just as Mike predicted,
and I'll add it to the collection of toys I can't sell.
he's yet to find a buyer for the French lorry. But Michael Hobden did a bit better and took the walking stick on a trip to Turin, where it was bought by an Italian dealer for £130, and he sold the stuffed pike for £150.
We've had a great day here in Chepstow. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time. The Dickinson's Real Deal. Bye for now.